Great board meetings there's some hygiene things that are important. I have a 2x2 box that I have with my portfolio companies where I ask the CEO, on top of the often 70-page deck that's sent out, lines and boxes and graphs, is a one-pager that says what's going really well, what's not going well, what's keeping you up at night, which might be different to what's not going well, and what decisions do we have to make today? And a good CEO can do that off the top of their head. Mm-hmm. If that takes a CEO 2 days to write down, it's just bullet points, and I don't care about whether or not it's in Dylan Thomas prose. If you can't do that as a CEO, you're not on top of your business. You should carry that around with you in your head all the time. So that one, make sure you get the material out in advance. If there's things that are controversial, I would love you to talk to some of the board members in advance and know which of the board members are going to have an issue. So I'm going to want to talk about this pivot that I'm going to make, and I know that you're going to find this really interesting or controversial. Let's have a conversation about that. Let's frame that in advance to the extent so that it's not a surprise when you go into the boardroom. You can have all kinds of non sequiturs that can occur in a boardroom if people are surprised. So take the surprise out of it, and then be willing in the boardroom to have really constructive conversation and not to be a box ticking exercise. And you have real conversations. I often say to my CEOs, what is it that you really want to get out of today? Which should be in that fourth box. What decisions do we have to make today? But what's important to you, for us to help you drive your business over the next 2 to 3 months? And I think that the good boards are good with people who've got different perspectives from different experiences and are willing to authentically put them on the table and offer counsel and advice. One of the dangers that occurs, sadly, is as companies become later stage, board meetings become less and less pivotal. They become more and more readouts. Mm. And management is like, I've got this board meeting in 2 weeks. I'm just going to write the deck that is not controversial, that is not where the key issues are, because I just want to keep the board out of the way so I can run my business. That increasingly occurs for a number of reasons. One, the founders don't really trust the board process or the board management. And candidly, a lot of the people that are in the boardroom as companies become more and more mature add less value. I'm being facetious now, but you will hear advice like, I think you should really focus on increasing your revenue and decreasing your costs. And it's not terribly actionable. And because you've got very clever people around the boardroom, candidly, who haven't ever really run a business before. I'm being facetious because it's really important that management and the CEO gets the best out of their board and board members. And that requires an authentic, engaged, intentional coming to terms with what are the key issues and how to help navigate them, and genuinely for the CEO to look for help and assistance in that process.